Listen, so their policy is you can't record in here.
You're NYPD now? You're NYPD now?
Always been. Listen,
no.
You have to leave because you're not allowed to record in here.
You want to read their policies?
Their policies that you cannot record in here.
The first line.
Their staff is asking us to remove you, and I don't remember you. I
remember you.
Oh, that's nice. I hope you like me. Time to go. All right?
Why would I need to leave? I have a right to be here, and I'm conducting business.
No, you're not conducting business. And the thing is that you have to go through.
Read the policy right there. I'm handing it to you.
Told me.
Who is he?
The security guard. The head security guard said that you need to leave, and they have a right to kick you out.
Photography and photocopying policy, right? I'm going to read it to you because if you violate my rights, you can't say that you didn't know.
That's our job.
It's no negotiation. It's no.
So you could just ask anybody to leave a public building just because.
Yes.
They want you to.
They said they've gotten complaints from every staff member on every single floor that you're recording them and you're being a nuisance, and you're not allowed to do that inside the library.
How am I being a nuisance?
You have to leave.
How am I being a nuisance?
You are recording them, and you are not allowed to do that inside.
So photography is a nuisance?
Sir,
can I speak to your supervisor, please?
They can't record in here, right? You willing to? Nope. All right.
Read this. Handheld cameras are permitted.
Listen.
First line. Handheld cameras are permitted. This is their rules.
You have to.
Why?
Why? Because you are not allowed.
What crime am I committing?
You're not part of any media. You did not have prior permission to record in here. You now have to leave.
I do have permission.
Step out civilly.
I want to speak to your supervisor.
No problem. He's going to tell you the same thing.
No, he's not.
Tell you.
He's going to honor his oath to the Constitution.
Let's make it bad.
I don't want to deal with you because I already got you on camera.
Go ahead.
Cursing me out, so I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you. I'd rather deal with somebody that I never had contact with. Because right now it seems like you didn't investigate at all. You didn't do no investigation. You just went off of his word, right? Why are you asking me to leave a public place I have a right to be?
They want you to leave, so you gotta leave.
Okay, what if they wanted me to smack myself? I gotta smack myself?
No, that's different.
Right. I have a right to be here just like everybody else. I'm not being disorderly. I'm walking around peacefully recording. The public workers. Can I record you? Can I record you? So why can't I record the city workers?
They're not city workers.
They work. New York is funded.
They're security guards.
The public library is funded by tax dollars.
You record me all you want.
I can record government workers in the course of their duty. Read case law. You need to read case law because you enforce the law.
My job right now is to exit you out of this building.
Why? What crime did I commit?
They don't want you in here.
Why would they ask me to leave?
You're being disorderly. You're being a nuisance, and now you have other people watching.
How am I being a nuisance? How?
You were
by simply recording.
They asked you to stop recording.
They never asked me to leave. They never asked me to leave.
Because I can ask him and he can say the opposite.
I have on camera. Have you guys ever asked me to leave since I've been here? Have you asked me to leave? Have you asked me to leave since I've been here? Nope. First thing they said when I came in the building was you could record.
Listen, you can hang out here, wait.
I'm going to wait for your supervisor.
My lieutenant's going to be here.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome back. If you enjoy real-world encounters that test constitutional rights and police authority, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments because this case only gets more intense from here. The encounter begins the moment officers tell a man he must stop recording and leave a public library. Instead of arguing emotionally, he immediately points to the library's own written policy, claiming it permits handheld cameras. As officers insist he has no permission to record, he repeatedly asks a simple but critical legal question. What crime am I committing? That question becomes the foundation of everything that follows, setting up a confrontation where policy, constitutional
Why not honor
rights,
your oath? Why not protect my rights? I'm in the public building.
These nice men called me here, and they called us to escort you out of this building, and that's as far as I'm concerned with
Why would you escort me out the building?
We don't need to continue any more conversation.
You escort me out if I'm being disorderly, if I'm somewhere I'm not supposed to be, if I'm impeding business.
They said you were not allowed to record.
Can I finish my sentence?
Can
I finish my sentence?
And that's what they've asked.
Right, you work for me. You work for me.
I also work for them.
You work for me.
So you understand that, right?
And they're not exercising their rights. I am.
Yeah. No,
peacefully.
They are peacefully asking us to escort you out.
For what crime?
You're not allowed to record in here.
He just said I was. And it says right here on their policies. Read their policies.
He actually just said you weren't allowed to record in here.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Listen, he's the head security guard as far as I'm concerned.
Read the policy.
And we were asked to escort you out.
Read their policy.
I don't need to read their policy.
So I'm not violating their policy, so why would you ask me to leave?
I abide by what the security
and I'm not breaking the law.
Listen, this is a civil matter, and
I don't want to talk to you no more because this is retaliation. You're trying to retaliate against me because I recorded you before. So
I don't remember you ever recording.
I remember you. I remember you. You work at Midtown South, right?
It's on my press bar.
Yeah, I didn't even look at that. I already know.
It's right here.
If I was somewhere I'm not supposed to be, if I was cursing people out, if I was being disorderly,
Listen, I'm just here to escort
every
you
time I
out
talk, you cut me off.
Listen, like you said,
Me
you don't wanna
simply
speak, then don't
recording,
speak.
me recording is not a disorder. Is not a disturbance.
You're being a disturbance to these people. They
How?
asked you to leave. I don't know.
Because
Listen,
they
I
don't
wasn't
like
here
what I'm
all
doing.
day.
What if they didn't like my
I
shirt?
don't really-
What if they didn't like my religion? They're gonna
Why
escort
is
me
your
out of a
religion
public
getting
building?
involved? This is just
Because
about
this
you
is a
recording
right.
inside the library.
It's called freedom of religion. So if I was praying
And the
here,
staff has asked you to leave.
Ma'am,
I don't know what more you want me to say.
if I was praying in this library and they didn't like that I was my religion, they wanted me out because I was praying. You want to enforce their feelings, or do I have freedom of religion?
Are you praying right now?
I wanted to.
So
I came to this library for
go
multiple
ahead and
reasons.
pray.
You want to ask me to leave while I'm praying because they don't like my religion?
What is going on right here? We didn't find you praying.
I'm going to pray before I leave. I came here to conduct business.
The only way
I came here to utilize the library for its purpose.
The confrontation quickly escalates as officers continue relying on the library's request instead of identifying any criminal offense. The auditor argues that simply recording inside a taxpayer-funded building cannot automatically make someone disorderly and compares the situation to removing someone because of their religion or beliefs. Under First Amendment, recording government officials performing their public duties has repeatedly received constitutional protection, although reasonable restrictions based on time, place, and manner may still apply depending on the location. At this stage, neither side is discussing violence or threats. The disagreement centers entirely on whether a public institution's internal policy can justify removing someone engaged in otherwise peaceful conduct.
The only way I'm leaving here right now is if my lieutenant tells me you can stay.
Why wouldn't I be able to stay? I'm not being disorderly. All I'm doing is walking around quietly recording the New York City public workers, which I have a right to do. I can record the government while you're at work.
You'll see what my lieutenant says, okay? How about that? Deal? And then
Sure, that's why I asked for him.
And if you're good to stay, then I'll leave.
The Constitution and the law says I'm okay. What you swore an oath to do.
No.
What does the Constitution have to do with? Does the Constitution have to do with your job?
Oh.
Does the Constitution have to do with your job?
This has nothing to do with the Constitution.
It does for me. It does for me.
Because they said you're being disorderly, and they're not comfortable with you recording inside here, and they said that you're not allowed to record inside here. We don't have
Read their
to...
policies. Read it. Read the first line. Read the first bulletin.
They just gave this to me. That last bullet point says
Let me
no
see.
photographs of the staff, other researchers, or certain reading rooms may be taken.
That's what
Okay, they work for the government. There's case law that I can record
It
them.
doesn't
part of
matter.
their policy,
That's what we're
and they
here
don't
to
wanna be
explain to you.
recorded.
They said that the staff members don't want you recording.
Okay, I'm still not committing a crime. I have a right to be in a public
And they
building.
have the right to escort you out.
Why would they do that if I'm conducting business?
But you're not anymore. They're asking you to
I
stop.
am, though, because I still have to
If you
file
wanna stay in
complaints.
this- if you want to stay in
I
this
still have to
library,
file
you have
complaints.
to stop, though.
I still have to file complaints, and I still have to do a FOIA request.
You want to,
And I still want to pray before I leave.
how do you file a complaint?
On the first floor.
First,
Circulation desk, they'll hand them a piece of paper and
do you want to go to the first floor?
I was going there before you guys came
Well, listen, I have no problem you filing a complaint.
to escort me out.
They're just
This is a
trying to
public
enforce their
building.
policy.
Yes.
This
You
is
cannot put
literally
policy
we're
over
showing
law.
it to you.
You cannot put policy over law. What if the policy said no black people? You want to enforce that?
That's
You
not
can't
their
put policy over law.
That's not going to
The,
happen.
gov-
and
the
that's
government
not their
can't
policy.
make the government
Listen,
can't
do you
make
wanna
policies
go-
that
do
violate
you
the
wanna
law
make- do you wanna
or
go
the
make a complaint
Constitution.
right now? 'Cause we'll walk
Yeah,
down
I'm
with you.
going
Come on.
there. You put policy over law? Since when?
Now the discussion shifts away from personalities and directly into constitutional principles. Officers repeatedly point to the library's photography policy, while the auditor argues that internal rules cannot override rights protected under the Constitution. He also explains that he still has legitimate business inside the building, including filing complaints and requesting public records. Legally, public agencies may establish operational policies, but those policies generally cannot conflict with constitutional protections. Whether this library qualifies as a public forum or a limited public forum becomes an important legal question because that classification determines how much authority officials have to restrict expressive activity, such as filming.
Fuck out of here. I recorded libraries in every 5 boroughs, all 5 boroughs. And it's not a problem because it's not against the law. You swore to protect my rights. You're supposed to come here and enforce the law, not their policy.
This floor? One more floor? Okay.
Am I being detained?
You're not in cuffs. No, you're not.
So I'm free. So I'm free.
No, you
Am I
have
being
to
detained?
leave. You have to leave.
Am I
Being
detained for a crime?
Being detained means you're being stopped and you're under investigation.
Am I being detained for a crime?
I just explained to you, you're not being detained. You do have
All right, then. So that means I'm free, right?
Anything she's
You're not
I feel like she's explaining things.
Am I
clear to you,
detained
and you're,
for a
like,
crime?
doing the runaround.
Come on.
Am I detained for a crime?
It's gonna go downstairs and you can make a complaint.
You can go wherever you want. I'm free. I'm not detained.
We are going downstairs and you can either leave or you can go make a complaint. They don't want you in here. They have a right to not have you in here. If you want to take that up civilly, go right ahead and you can make a complaint and start that process. However, their policy says right here, no.
I don't care about their policy, bro. I don't care about their policy, bro. I'm not breaking the law.
What you're doing in here,
I'm not breaking the law.
No,
they don't. No, they don't.
You're violating the
No, they
staff
don't.
members.
I have a constitutional right to record in public. It's called the First Amendment. It's called the First Amendment. You know what the Constitution is? The highest law of the land. You can't put a fucking library's policy over the Constitution. Are you crazy? You swore over to the Constitution. You didn't swear over to the library's policy. And if they deny me public services, I'm gonna sue them. If you violate my rights, I'm gonna sue you. You ain't swear over to the library's policy. You forgot what your oath is to? The Constitution. Smug ass. Took an oath for what? Where's your lieutenant?
The encounter reaches another critical point when the auditor repeatedly asks whether he is being detained. Officers acknowledge that he is free to leave, yet they continue insisting the library wants him gone. This distinction matters because a lawful detention requires legal justification, while a request to leave may instead relate to trespass enforcement. The auditor continues citing the First Amendment and reminds officers that public officials swear an oath to uphold the Constitution. Whether his legal interpretation is ultimately correct or not, his questions focus attention on an important issue, where constitutional protections end and government property management begins.
So I can speak to him.
He's on his way. He's on another job.
He probably has more pressing matters than somebody exercising their rights in a public building. Listen, what? Are you gonna honor your oath?
It is what it is. I'm
So what
honoring
is
my
it?
oath. They
No,
asked
it's
me
not.
to escort you out.
Let me ask you a
Right
question.
here, you violated their policy.
Let me
Yes
ask you
or
a
no?
question. Can you put that
Yes
policy
or
over the
no?
law?
Did you not violate their policy that's right here? Circled
What's higher,
in
that
front
that
for you?
policy or their law?
This is their right. This is their building. This is their
This is our building. It's the people's building.
Their establishment,
It's a
and they
people's
have a
building.
right to escort
It's
you
a
out.
public
Now,
building.
I'm here to do this civilly.
I pay
and I don't wanna
taxes to
force
be in
you
this
out of here,
building.
okay? My lieutenant's pulling up. Is that him right there?
You put policy over law?
I'm putting them right now.
Of course you do.
This is my job.
Of course you do.
This is
Of
what I'm
course.
here for.
Your job is to
Do you
enforce the
wanna
law.
go? Do you want to make a complaint?
Your job is to enforce the law.
make a
Is there a law
complaint?
being broken right
Do
now?
you want to come?
What
make
law
a-
am I breaking?
Do you want to make a complaint?
Yeah,
walk away
don't.
from my
Yeah, avoid that
lieutenant?
question.
Come on.
Avoid that question. What law am I
I've
breaking?
already answered you multiple times.
What
You're
law am
being
I breaking?
disorderly. You're not
How?
under arrest.
How
You
am
are not
how am I
under
being
arrest.
disorderly, ma'am?
Because you're
I'm
violating
recording?
their policy.
Photography
right here,
isn't a
right
crime
here.
in
Look,
public.
No photographs of the staff, other
Photography
researchers,
isn't
or
a
certain
crime
reading
in
rooms
public,
may be taken.
and you can't
wanna
turn
watch
photography
every
into-
single
Why'd you show us that piece
You
of
can't
paper?
turn
Now that
photography
now that
into
we
a
pointed
crime.
that out, now it doesn't
You
matter.
can't
Now
to
that
show
piece
you
of paper
how
means nothing.
because I record in libraries all over the city.
You're contradicting
because I have the
yourself.
right to.
You're contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not. I'm following the law.
Yes, you are.
The law that you swore to protect. You enforce the law. You
That's
enforce
what we're
policies.
doing.
So
That's
what
we're
law
doing.
am I
We're doing
breaking?
our job.
What law
You're
am I
being
breaking?
disorderly.
How? By
Oh, the
recording?
lieutenant is right here.
Okay. Is he going to help me file my complaint?
He keeps saying he's violating his rights, that we're violating his rights because he's clearly breaking their policy that says no photographs of the staff, other researchers, or certain reading rooms may be taken. And he's saying we're violating his constitutional right that he's allowed to record in here and their policy doesn't matter. And he requested you.
As more supervisors become involved, the central issue remains unchanged. The auditor repeatedly asks officers to identify the specific law he is violating, while officers continue referring to the library's internal policy prohibiting photographs of staff. This highlights the difference between violating an organization's policy and committing a criminal offense. In many situations, breaking a policy alone is not automatically a crime. However, if a person refuses a lawful order to leave government property after being properly directed, trespass laws may eventually become relevant. That legal distinction is exactly what makes this encounter educational rather than simply argumentative.
How you
We're
doing?
violating his rights.
All right.
All this is what I said. I said you can't put their library policy over the law. I'm not breaking the law, which means I have a right to be here. It's a public building.
Okay.
My taxes fund this building. Do I not have a right to be here?
Okay. Is at the library doesn't want you at this location.
Why? Because I'm exercising my rights in public.
You have to
I still have I'm conducting business in this building, and once I finish my business, I was going to leave.
I know they don't want you here anymore.
I have to file a complaint. I have the right to redress my government.
I know, but you have to do that. You could probably file a complaint outside, but you have to leave. They don't want you here.
Am I breaking the law?
Well,
Nobody asked me to leave. You guys are the first person that came up to me.
you have to leave.
So if I don't leave, I'm going to get arrested?
Well, yeah.
I need to hear you say that. If I don't leave this building, what's going to happen?
They're going to prosecute you.
You're going to arrest me?
No, the New York City Public Library is going to prosecute you.
Okay, so I have a reasonable amount of time to leave, don't I?
We're actually now. Can you please leave?
Okay, I can't leave through that way. I got to leave through this way.
Which way? That way?
And I still need the information that I came here to get.
I'll give
Are
you
you going to help me with that?
Yeah. Whatever you need outside.
All right. I need all your cards
Yeah, cool.
and all of your names. So you're saying that you could just trespass people from public for no crime?
They don't want
No
you at
crime.
this location.
No crime. It doesn't matter what they want. I'm not breaking the
You
law.
have to leave, sir.
You going to help me get my information?
Absolutely.
So you're just going to violate my rights over a policy, right? That's fine.
The encounter finally reaches its conclusion when the lieutenant explains that the library wants the auditor removed and warns that refusing to leave could result in trespass proceedings initiated by the library rather than an immediate arrest for filming. Before leaving, the auditor requests officers' names and information, preserving what he believes is evidence for possible legal action. Cases like this demonstrate why understanding constitutional rights, property rules, and trespass laws requires careful analysis rather than assumptions. Every situation depends on specific facts, applicable statutes, and court decisions interpreting the First Amendment. If you found this breakdown informative, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your opinion in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and until the next case, stay informed and take care.